Hey, what's up, everybody? Just wanted to stop through real quick, just to share with you some news from me. Today is March 23rd, and it's impactful for me because it's 17 years since I've stopped smoking. So it's been 17 years since I smoked a cigarette or marijuana, and I was heavy on both. Uh, so it's a good feeling to have, and I thank God, for this, uh, for giving me the strength to, to stay away from it all I can, and just to, enjoy not having that type of uh, thing bound me, keep me bound, and so 17 years, and I just remember why, and I'm gonna tell you why because I bought about 17 years ago. I bought a bag of weed from somebody, and um, I'm not sure if they knew, that what was going on with that bag of weed or not. But um, when I bought it, I smoked it or whatnot, and I remember feeling really, really weird. I felt really weird, and as I was smoking it, I began to sweat. My heart was racing. I just didn't feel right. So, I laid down. I was like, okay, let me just lay down and see what happens. And so I laid down, uh, got up feeling the same. After a few hours, feeling the same, if not even worse. But I went to my mom's house that night, and I told her, I wasn't feeling good, and she made taco salad that night. And so everybody was at the house ready to eat or whatnot, and she was like, okay, well, maybe you should just eat, or you know that might help your stomach or help whatever's going on. And so I was 28 at the time, and so that didn't work. So I went upstairs and laid down. I remember my niece coming up to check on me. She came up to check on me, and she was like, uncle, you okay? And I was like, I don't know, I don't know what's going on. And so she was like, let me go tell grandma what's going on. And so she went to go tell grandma. And by that time I got up, because I was like, you know what, let me get up. So I got up, I went downstairs, and my mom looked at me and she was like, something ain't right, something ain't right. So right away she knew something was wrong. So I went to the doctor. They did all these tests and or whatnot, and so I'm sitting there sweating, still in pain. My chest is just like, I've never felt this in my chest before in my life. It felt like an elephant was sitting on my chest. So they gave me some antacids because they thought it was like some heartburn or something, that was really bothering me or whatnot. But come to find out, uh, one of the nurses went uh, out after she had did an EKG. She ran out the room, ran, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And she came back in, or she went and got the doctors, and like 5 doctors followed her back in there, and they were like, you're having a heart attack. At 28 years old, they said you were having a heart attack. And so my mom, I looked at her. She made me feel so good because, well, not good. She made me feel like I shouldn't worry, because she had this look on her face like, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay. And I never forget that look that she had, that gave me so much peace, and so I went to praying, and I know she was praying. It looked like she was, and I knew she was. So um, so I went back, or the doctors came back in, and this one particular doctor came in after all the doctors left out. So they were about to take me to look at what's going on with my heart and my chest and stuff. And so he came in and he was like, how much cocaine do you do, a day or whatever? And I'm like, cocaine? And I'm like, I don't do that stuff. Only thing I do is I smoke cigarettes and marijuana, and that's it. He was like, well, you have some in your system. It was that dang on weed that I purchased. It was laced. It was laced. And I say all this to say that, yeah, you know, um, you got to be careful who you get stuff from, but you never know, you know, if they knew, who they got it from. Um, and after that, I never smoked again. And it was a thing of fear, but also it was a thing of, I started to feel better about myself, because I wasn't smoking, you know. So, and I just thank God, for taking that off of me and for keeping me and for protecting me. And, I didn't die, I'm still alive. I was able to keep it going and stop smoking for all this time. So, I just know, he does stuff, to get our attention sometimes. And those of us who continue to do it and continue to do it and continue to do it, yeah, you're getting chances. But I'm sure each chance is worse than the next. If there's something that you want to change about your life and you're praying for it, you better believe God is answering your prayers. You're just not paying attention. So pay attention to those things in life, y'all. I just wanted to come to y'all. Hey, that was on my heart, and let y'all know a little bit about my background. And the 17 years, it feels so good. I want you all to stay encouraged about changes that you have made in your life, or you want to make in your life. It can happen. It can happen. And look at me, 17 years later, I still have not smoked. Don't even have the passion to do it. I don't even want to do it. So hang in there. God is going to bless you. God is going to walk you through it. And you're strong enough. You got this. All right. Love y'all. Stay blessed.